Thank you, Angela, for the wonderful introduction to Module 7, writing and editing, or should I say, communicating for the web. My name is John Kayaban, and I am going to discuss the following topics. Number 1, how people read materials on the web. Number 2, the general principles in writing for the web. Producing effective communication materials necessitates that we understand how information is consumed from a given channel of communication. In the case of print and radio broadcast, the various attributes of the medium determine how the message is developed, as the same attributes determine how information is consumed. The textual nature of the web, however, does not necessarily equate it with the printed communication materials. Research shows that people read differently in the web, and these should be considered when writing for the web. In 1997, Nielsen described how users read on the web as follows. They don't. People rarely read web pages word by word. Instead, they scan the page, picking out individual words and sentences. In research on how people read websites, they found out that 79% of our test users always scanned any new page they came across. Only 16% read word by word. And as for the new update, a newer study found that users read email newsletters even more abruptly than they read websites. So take note of it. I will now be discussing the general principles for writing for the web. With the knowledge of how users read on the web, some general guidelines should be considered for effective web writing. Employ scannable text. That's the first one. To use these, we can have highlighted keywords or hypertext links serve as one form of highlighting. Typeface variations and colors are other forms of it. Second would be having meaningful subheadings, not the clever ones. Third would be using bulleted lists. Fourth, using one idea per paragraph, as users will skip over any additional ideas if they are not caught by the first few words in the paragraph. The fifth one would be using the inverted pyramid style, starting with the conclusion. This means with the conclusion, starting from it and ensuring that the who, what, where, when, why of a piece of copy appears at the beginning with other main points following on. In this way, if a piece of text has to be edited or omitted, it can be cut from the bottom without losing the salient points. The sixth one would be having the word count or less than conventional writing. For the second part of the presentation, we use objective language. The usability of the information on a site can be improved by 27% according to Nielsen by using neutral language, by simply stating facts and drawing a conclusion rather than boasting or using exaggerated language. Users detested marketees or the promotional writing style with boastful, subjective claims that currently is prevalent on the web. Web users are busy. They want to get straight facts. Also, credibility suffers when users clearly see that the site exaggerates. Alright? As indicated in the previous item, credibility is important for web users, since it is sometimes unclear who is behind information on the web and whether a page can be trusted or not. Credibility can be increased by employing high quality graphics, good writing, and the use of hyperlinks or the outbound hypertext links. Links to the author sites show that the authors have done their homework or extensive research and are not afraid to let readers visit other sites, according to Nielsen as well. Every page should be written as if the user has not seen the rest of the site. Many visitors will access web pages direct from internet search engines such as Google or Bing or through links from other websites. Although good design, branding, and navigation will help, the text on the page must stand alone. I repeat, it must stand alone. The third would be using an editorial style guide, which will help maintain the target tones of voice. It should also enforce uniform language usage to maintain basic editorial quality, for example, stipulating that the word web is not capitalized and using gender and group neutral words are used and that active and personal language is used. Using the words you and we makes your writing more direct and understandable. So, for the key thought, credibility is important for the web users. Here are the summarized guidelines on writing for the web. For content, write relevant content. It may be tempting to write about your brother's dog or even your brother's cat, but if it doesn't relate to your site or page topic, leave it out. Web readers want information, and unless the page is about the sad dog or cat, they really won't care, even if it's a good metaphor for what you're trying to say or convey. Second, would be putting conclusions at the beginning. Think of an inverted pyramid when you write. Get to the point in the first paragraph, then expound. Third, write only one idea per paragraph. Web pages need to be concise. People need to read web pages, they scan it. Um, so having short, meaty paragraphs is better than long, rambling ones. Use action words. The fourth one. Tell your readers what to do. Avoid passive voice. Keep the flow of your pages moving. And for the format aspects, use lists instead of paragraphs. Lists are easier to scan than paragraphs, especially if you keep them short. And for the list, you should limit list items to 7 words. Studies have shown that people can only reliably remember 7 to 10 things at a time. By keeping your list of items short, it helps your readers remember them. Write short sentences. Sentences should be as concise as possible. Use only the words you need to get the essential information across. Include internal subheadings. Subheadings make the text more scannable. Your readers will move to the next section of the document that is most useful for them, and internal cues make it easier for them to do so. The last one would be making your links part of the copy. Links are another way web readers scan pages. They stand out from normal text, right? And provide more cues as to what the page is all about. Summarize guidelines on writing for the web. Always proofread your work. Okay? Always proofread your work. Typographical and spelling errors will send people away from your pages, hence affecting the credibility of your work. Make sure you proofread everything you post on the web. That's it for the part 2 of our Module 7 report. Let's now hear the part 3 from Farah. Thank you so much for listening. Once again, my name is John Kayaban, and see you around. Bye.